Yes, we're ready.
All right,
Conference recording
we
started.
have a quorum, and Chair, you can get started.
All right. I call the Committee on Student Life to order. The first item on the agenda is the report by the Vice Chancellor. I call on Chancellor Denise Maybank to give her report. Vice Chancellor.
Thank you. Thank you, Trustee Avenidas. I appreciate that. Happy New Year to everyone, and welcome to Spring 2026. It's only going to happen one time, so let's make it count. Let's make sure that Spring 2026 matters. As you may be aware, our enrollment is up from last year this time. I won't talk numbers because they have not yet been certified, but later in February, we'll be able to talk about that and to know exactly where we are in that regard. But I do want to share a couple of things this evening. As you probably know, our students were not idle over the course of the past month or so. There is a winter session and students have been out doing amazing things. They've been on study abroad, study away, and study at home. And so they've been active and making certain they are headed toward fulfilling that destiny. In the fall, we began an active shooter training for our campuses, a voluntary active shooter training that was developed by the Office of Student Affairs in consultation with our public safety and our computer information services. This training is available in Brightspace. While active shooter incidents are rare on campus, possessing the knowledge and the skills to respond effectively can be crucial. So we encourage students to go out and to review that training and to participate in gaining that additional knowledge. It launched in December on the 17th, and to date, over 31,000 students have already completed the program. So we encourage others to join that number and to stay prepared. BMI hosted its annual Martin Luther King Day celebration at the Graduate Center on Friday, January 16th. And that program featured speakers who came from a variety of contexts. The first was Professor Andrew Sekou Jackson from the Black Studies Department at York College. Also joining us that day was Brooklyn Borough President Antonio Ramoso and Abdul Tubman, who was born in Monrovia, Liberia, and learned of his relation to Harriet Tubman when his family fled the Liberian Civil War and settled in the US. It was a wonderful opportunity to learn history, to hear context, and to think about how we all are impacted not only by what has happened, but by what is happening and how we respond. A contingent of our LGBT student interns were able to get back from Washington, D.C. on Saturday night before the storm. The interns, along with Christina Chawla, who is the University Student Engagement Programs Manager, attended the Creating Change Conference in Washington, D.C. This conference is designed to offer student leadership development opportunities, specifically in the areas of LGBTQIA+ initiatives. The conference convenes organizers, builds capacity, sets policy goals, and provides educational opportunities for the attendees. We expect that this set of students have returned with ideas, motivation, and energy to create meaningful and productive changes as may be necessary in our programming and services for our LGBTQI+ students. What's coming as we go into this semester? Well, I want to offer you a forecast, one much different than what we may be experiencing outside. On Friday, January 23rd, the CUNY Office of Research and the CUNY STEM and Research Scholars Bridge Program at City, in collaboration with the CUNY Undergraduate Research Council, hosted the CUNY Faculty and Staff Conference on Undergraduate Research, with a focus on leveraging experiences and best practices to elevate and scale the research enterprise. With that as our backdrop, we anticipate inviting some of our undergraduate researchers to our next meeting to share their experiences, their findings, and the work that they've been able to participate in with our faculty so that you can learn more about this aspect of all that CUNY offers. And with that, I conclude my remarks for today.
My glasses. Excellent. Thank you very much, Vice Chancellor Maybank, as always. We will take the following item up for approval. Action item 2A, the approval of the minutes from the November 24th, 2025 meeting. I move the approval of action item 2A. Do I have a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? And opinion of the chair, it carries unanimously. With no items on the policy calendar, we'll now move to the information items. Information item 2A is a report by the University Student Senate. I call on student trustee and chairperson of the University Student Senate, Akeem Pollock, to present this item. Trustee Pollock.
Thank you, Trustee, and greetings, everyone. I hope everyone is safe after the snowstorm. Should I bring up the presentation, or John, would you be able to bring it up?
I can bring it up, and if you
Oh,
just
okay.
tell me when to move to the next slide.
Okay, will do. No problem. Thank you so much.
No problem. Give me 1 minute. Sorry, wrong one.
No problem. Take your time.
Lots of presentations today.
Yeah.
There we go.
Awesome. So thank you again, and good evening again, everyone. So I'll just be giving a quick update for the University Student Senate. We can go to the next slide. So we're focusing on a couple priorities when it comes to our advocacy. As you see, we've changed and pivoted to a free pilot OmniCard campaign, and that's something we're pushing for this semester, well, this fiscal year. And we're also going for the expansion of CUNY cares and mental health support across all 5 boroughs. We're also pushing for equitable access through modern assistive technology that will help our Center for Students with Disability folks, as well as modernizing CUNY campuses with strong infrastructure and advanced technology. Go to the next one. So we have done our brochure. This is something we'll be carrying with us throughout this year, especially at our caucus event, at caucus in Albany. It just gives a comprehensive outlook of what we'll be advocating for and our priorities. Next one. And like as I touched on before, free Metro cards was of last year. Now this year we're starting with something new, free OmniCard. So we've changed almost everything, and we're still changing everything on our end to fit this. We were prepared for it, for this change, so it made it easier. And during the course of last year, we were also advocating using both of them. So we're saying free Metro cards and free OmniCards. So that's a good thing. That was a good change on our end. And as such, I'd met with the Chancellor and EVC Batista and Alvero, sorry, to discuss our advocacy agenda and student priorities. Go to the next one. And in the last couple of weeks, we were working closely on the Free OmniCard initiative with Senator Jackson's team. And we're also preparing to attend our legislative caucus. We have our delegates selected, and we have plans in motion as well. I can go to the next one. At our February 1st plenary, we will be welcoming our Chancellor and EVC Alvero as we continue to strengthen collaboration between student leadership and CUNY administration. That plenary meeting will be at the board office on 42nd Street on the 7th floor at 12 p.m. So we're looking forward to those presentations. And I want to also extend sincere thanks to the members of the USS committees and staff who have been working assiduously behind the scenes. We did a lot of work over the break, and we can't wait to have them in motion. And then the next one, myself and Vice Chair for Legislative Affairs, Rhoda Wilson. She's from the College of Staten Island. We recently testified at the Bronx Senate Delegation virtual budget hearing. So we say thanks to Senator Fernandez and the entire Senate delegation for hosting. We testified on behalf of the Bronx students, and we focused mainly on CUNY Cares and our flagship free OmniCard initiative. And we also welcome the appointment of Councilwoman Rita Joseph as the chair of the New York City Council Committee on Higher Education, and we look forward to working with her as well. And then we launched our University Student Senate internship program. It has generated strong interest and engagement across the system, and we received high volume of applications. I say thanks to the committee and the staff who really helped us with this. We selected our 5 interns, and we're looking to meet with them this week. And due to capacity limitations, we were unable to accept everyone. However, we extended volunteer opportunities to those who were not accepted. And I close off with this quote: "To improve is to change, and to perfect is to change often." A reminder that was attributed to Winston Churchill. The idea captures exactly where we are now and what we're doing. We're trying to refine our strategies and strengthen our structure as we evolve our approach as USS, because we want to be effective, responsive, and bold in meeting the moment. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Trustee Pog. I do want to let you know that several of us, including Vice Chair Wilkin and myself, will be up in Albany next week on the 4th, advocating with all the community college trustees throughout the state. And if there's any way we can help lobby, especially in regards to fair fares and the free OmniCard, we'd be happy to do so.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I'll try to touch base with you offline regarding that. Thank you.
Information item 2B is the CUNY. Are there any other questions from any of the panels? Any of the committee members? Information 2B is the CUNY Athletics Conference quarterly report. I invite Jerry Thomas, Deputy Chief of Operating Officer, and CUNYAC Commissioner Kurt Pelberg to the table to present this report. Gentlemen.
Thank you, Chair Arvanites. On behalf of EVC and COO Hector Batista, in his capacity as chair of the University Athletics Council, I'm here to provide an update on the university's recent efforts around athletics. I will share my screen, so if you could please just bear with me. Okay, great. And as Chair Avanitas mentioned, I'm joined by the CUNYAC Commissioner Kurt Patberg, who will co-present with me, and he will talk about the NCAA Division III CUNY Athletic Conference efforts specifically. Commissioner Patberg and I, along with University Athletic Council Chair Hector Batista, thank the Board Committee on Student Life for giving us the time to talk about athletics this evening. I will begin with the community colleges. So as a reminder, play and championships on the community college side is administered by the Community College Championship Committee. And that committee operates under the oversight of the University Athletics Council. They manage operations, procedures, and an administration of their championship as per the committee handbook. And all community colleges with athletic programs that participate in the NJCAA Region 15 are members of the Championship Committee. They are represented by their athletic director, who each has a seat and a vote on the committee. So that's 6 of our community colleges who collectively operate 7 programs in the sports of men's and women's soccer, volleyball, and basketball, along with baseball. Those programs serve about 400 plus students, student athletes each year. I'm happy to report that the community colleges had great fall programming in the sports of cross country, volleyball, and soccer specifically. Here are a few highlights of their notable achievements in the sport of cross country. BMCC Panthers men's team placed first in Region 15, so they were the regional champions, while Queensboro Tiger women's team placed second in the region. And BMCC's coach was named Coach of the Year by the region as well. In volleyball, the Queensboro Tigers took the women's CUNY volleyball title. They had a great Region 15 postseason and were eliminated in the quarterfinals. The committee also recognized Ariam Capellan and Sarah Salami as Rookie and Player of the Year, respectively, along with Leah Brifa from Queensboro as Coach of the Year. In soccer, Kingsborough persevered as this year's CUNY champions. They, along with BMCC, qualified for the Region 15 postseason. BMCC was eliminated in the quarterfinals. Kingsborough was eliminated in the semifinals. The committee also recognized Klesti Murataj and Roji Richards as Player and Rookie of the Year, respectively, along with Devon Charles of Kingsborough as its Coach of the Year. So lots to celebrate and congratulations to all. And while it's not on the slide, but it's definitely warrants a shout out. In the fall semester, there were 78 student athletes that were recognized by the committee on the honor roll, meaning they earned a 3.2 GPA or higher. Now looking at the current season, the men's and women's basketball championship will be held on February 20th, and we thank LaGuardia for serving as the host site. Also happy to report that because of some really targeted recruitment efforts by the athletics program at Hostos Community College, we met minimum requirements to host for the first time ever a men's volleyball championship. And that event will take place on April 6th. And we thank Hostos for serving as that host site. And baseball championships will take place on May 4th. And we thank Bronx Community College for serving as that host site. We invite members of this committee to reach out to us if they are interested in joining us at any of those championship events, of course. Now, I do want to take this opportunity to thank Chair Hochberg and Co-Chair Ruiz for their leadership these last 2 years and in really sort of getting this committee off the ground. They were our inaugural chairs and co-chair, so in many ways, they really established a roadmap here. At the end of the academic year, Ruiz will become chair, and he will be joined by new co-chair Dion Dodson of Bronx Community College. And we, of course, look forward to their leadership there as they build on the great work that's been done so far. And now with that, unless anybody has any questions on the community college side, I will turn it over to Commissioner Kurt Patberg to provide his report on the senior colleges for those participating in the CUNY Athletic Conference.
Thanks, Jerry. I'm going to go back a little further than Jerry did because it's been a while since the Division III schools have been represented on this particular call. The good news is it's going to take me a little bit of time here because we have a lot of awards and championships that we're trying to cover here, but I'll try to be brief. But it's nice to give recognition to some of our 2,000 student athletes that participate in our 18 championships for these 8 institutions that she showed on the screen just now. So we'll begin for 2024-25 highlights. CUNYAC awarded as our top 2 scholar athletes of the year, 2 fantastic young adults, Ava de Guzman, Baruch College, a women's tennis player, and Connor Sullivan from Hunter College. He was actually a men's soccer player and a track and field athlete. Ava was a computer information systems major with a minor in communications, and Connor Sullivan was a double major, clinical psychology and journalism. That is our top male and female award in our conference, and that's why I wanted to start with that. It was really neat that night. We presented that to them for that award. Two special people. More on a team basis. Baruch won first round championship games in the NCAA tournament in men's tennis and men's volleyball. We had three All-Americans: Lehman's Heaven Figueroa, women's basketball; Baruch's Gerald Nicholson for men's basketball; and Baruch's Joseph Kazaza, baseball, were all named All-Americans. We had 97 student athletes that were considered COSIDA Academic All-District for their excellence in the classroom. Hunter College won its first men's soccer championship since 2010. John Jay won its first ever women's volleyball championship and its first men's basketball championship since 2007. I've seen this young lady play before. Baruch's Mia Costello became the all-time leading scorer in CUNY women's basketball history. Almost 2,400 points. That's a lot of points, folks. She can really play basketball. Baruch won its fourth straight Commissioner's Cup and 12th overall. Commissioner Cup, for you folks that don't know, is the accumulation of how you do all year long in all the sports, in all of our 18 championships. I'll give you a few highlights from this fall. John Jay had a young lady named Jaden Orvava, who was a two-time Division III National Player of the Week. We had 24 student athletes that were listed as COSIDA All-District Scholar Athletes. John Jay leads our Commissioner's Cup through the fall with championships in women's soccer and volleyball. And Brooklyn College won its first regular season men's soccer championship since 1981. Let me just say real briefly, this is my first year to be involved with this. It is, I'm towards the end of my career. How blessed am I to be a part of having these young adults compete? Our championships are uniquely competitive. We get great support. We have to turn people away at some of our championships with regard to tickets and availability. We don't turn away students, but we do have to sometimes turn away some of the general public. That's a nice problem. The student athlete experience that is being provided is really special, and it's just really neat to be able to continue to provide these opportunities for these nearly 2,000 student athletes that just want to compete and want to compete with no scholarships. They just want to play. And somewhere in my last chapter of my book, I'll be writing about this. It's been pretty special. We are going through a membership upgrade right now. When I say upgrade, I mean upgrade with regard to numbers, not necessarily institutions. We are for the first time trying to branch out a little bit from just having CUNY schools in our conference. We're trying to set up a new conference. It's called, as Jerry would say, the rebirth of our conference. And many of you may say, why? Well, we only have 8 Division III institutions, and people would say, well, that's 8's enough to have a conference. Yes, it is if everybody sponsors all the sports. But when schools don't sponsor all the sports, you sometimes don't have enough schools to have automatic qualifications and good championship competition. So the decision has been made way before I got involved that we're going to expand out, and we're making great progress in that effort. And hopefully when it will do nothing but highlight the CUNY schools that are playing Division III athletics even more as we move forward in this new process. We continue to be able to go out and generate revenue to help our schools offset some of their costs. We've been working hard at that. And then, as most of you know, the NCAA provides a unique strategic grant that that goes through conferences where we allow those schools to use their percentage of that grant that's provided us from the NCAA, and it's pretty sizable. And those grants are used for everything from professional development to attend conventions to special programming for that enhance the student athlete experience. And I know the NCAA sometimes gets its bad share of publicity, but yet when you work with the NCAA from the inside, like I do, and some of the services they provide these student athletes, I'm a fan and I support it. And the NCAA is a good place for these schools to be affiliated. That's my report.
Thank you, Commissioner and Deputy Chief Operating Officer Thomas and Commissioner Patberg. It's nice to have you on board and to have somebody that understands the mission, how important these scholar athletes are to the campus, their campuses, and to CUNY, and hopefully how important we are to them, being able to provide these opportunities for them. I want to thank you personally and ask if there's anything that the committee here can do to advance your mission. Please let us know. Any questions from the other committee members?
Chair Avenidas, I'm sorry, I actually had just one more item to report on.
Sure. I apologize. I thought you guys were both done. No, my apologies. Go right ahead.
Thank you. So let me see if I can get it to the next page. Here we go. Right. Okay, so I'm really proud of this one. Thanks to the advocacy of the University Athletics Council, the leadership of its chair, and the support and partnership of SVC for Communications and Marketing, Maite Junco, and her staff, I'm really happy to share that we have launched the first ever CUNY Athletics webpage, the first ever CUNY Adaptive and Inclusive Sports webpage, and a promotional video that we are running as a digital advertisement. It features athletes from all 16 college athletic programs and CUNY Adaptive, which we would like to play for all of you in just a couple of seconds. The objectives in undertaking this effort was really to highlight the unique stories of our student athletes, to show prospective students the vast athletic options that they have access to here at CUNY, and of course to showcase our athletic programs and our facilities. But personally, I think that it really speaks to, the initial charge of the University Athletics Council and the responsibility that they really all took on to both prioritize and promote CUNY athletics. And so with that, again, on behalf of the University Athletics Council Chair Hector Batista, that is our report. And I will now turn it over to close out with the video.
At the City University of New York, student athletes don't have to choose. They get it all, a world-class education and the game that fuels them. In the heart of New York City, we compete, we grind, and we make our own future, one play at a time. We don't just dream, we do it. Every court, every track, and every field is our playground. This is CUNY Athletics. Join us.
Very nice.
Trustee Avenides, may I add something? And Jerry, I'm so glad
Oh,
you
yeah.
closed with that, because the Chancellor and I had the joy and benefit. I want to feed off of Kurt's excitement and energy of attending the wheelchair basketball game, men's wheelchair basketball game. And, it was founded in 2019. It was the first collegiate program of that type in the Northeast region. It was the most exciting event I've attended, and we beat the University of Michigan twice. So very excited. Thank you for sharing, but I did want to share in Kurt. I understand that excitement of seeing the students play and just how excited they are, and thank you for the opportunity. And VC Maybanks for your leadership in that space, and Ryan Martin, the coach, he deserves a lot of credit. So thank you. Yeah, and the University of Michigan alum came up to us. She's a CUNY alum.
Ah,
Yeah, she was a coach of the University of Michigan and wanted to point out how proud she was of her CUNY degree.
That sounds awesome. Well, are there any other comments from the committee members? If not, I want to thank the Commissioner and the Deputy Chief Operating Officer for their report. Information item 2C is the New York Public Interest Research Group, or NYPIRG, 24-25 annual report. I'll invite Farouk Abdallah, Deputy Director at NYPIRG, to introduce the students from the NYPIRG campus chapters.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure seeing everyone again. I'm joined with three students. I'll let them introduce themselves. Lynn, do you want to start us off?
Yes, hello, my name is Lynn and I'm from CUNY Queens College and I'm a sociology major and I've also been with NYPIRG for quite some time now.
Angel?
Hi, my name is Angel. I was just at BMCC and now transferring to CCNY, and I am a public policy major. Thank you so much.
Daniel?
Hi, my name is Daniel Bayer. I am studying political science and music at the College of Staten Island, and I'm also proud to be the chair of NYPIRG's Board of Directors.
Daniel's going to give our report.
I know, such a challenging task after two fantastic presentations. I don't know how we're going to, maybe next year we'll come with a fancy video. All right. So good afternoon, everyone, or good evening, everyone. My name is Daniel Bayer, and I am a college student at the College of Staten Island and the chairperson of NYPIRG's statewide board of directors. I've been a proud member of the CSI NYPIRG chapter since 2022, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to share some highlights from NYPIRG's annual report of activities and my personal experience with this fantastic organization. Founded by a group of Queens College students in 1973, NYPIRG has been a vehicle for students to learn important leadership and civic skills. For me, NYPIRG has been a space where I can expand what I'm learning beyond the classroom in a hands-on way. NYPIRG students learn public speaking, research skills, event planning, effective coalition building, and so much more. Involvement with NYPIRG allows students to get involved in policy issues of interest, such as public health, protecting the environment, and empowering students to vote. That involvement also allows students to learn and apply leadership and civic skills. And in many ways, NYPIRG provides a unique opportunity not found in other educational settings, teaching students about civic responsibility, how government systems work, and how to be effective participants in our democracy, ensuring that our opinions are heard. NYPIRG is a nonpartisan, statewide nonprofit founded and directed by students. Our programs empower students to engage their passions and develop professional and interpersonal skills through organizing, advocacy, and fruitful dialogue. We have an internship program where students earn class credit, host statewide conferences, and staff work hand in hand with students to organize numerous workshops, activities, and events. Like most student groups and services, NYPIRG is funded through the student activity fee that was approved through a campus-wide referendum. NYPIRG offers refunds to any student who prefers not to have their portion of their activity fee used for such programming. We submit activity reports to each college president, to campus libraries for public access, and to the Board of Trustees. As I mentioned earlier, NYPIRG works on a wide range of projects and events dedicated by the Board of Directors. Some highlights from our work during the 2024 to 2025 academic year include our voter registration drive, voter empowerment, and energizing the student vote. Students conducted nonpartisan voter registration drives to register nearly 8,800 CUNY students to vote, assisted students with confirming their voter registration status or looking up their poll site with the Board of Elections, shared voter resources including a guide to early voting and information about voting rights, organized a Get Out the Vote effort to turn out student voters to the polls for the 2024 general election and the 2025 New York City primary, and participated in National Voter Registration Day activities. CUNY students also participated in idea generation workshops and turned out student voters in the New York City participatory budgeting process. We organizing and housing informational events and workshops. With the aid of at least one full-time staff coordinator, students organized and participated in a range of events and workshops on issues such as tenants' rights, credit card basics, climate change, healthcare costs, the New York State budget, and so much more. Students got to hear from and ask questions on a range of governmental and community leaders, such as U Aspire Representative Melissa Clark, CUNY PSC President James Davis, Press Secretary for the New York City Campaign Finance Board Tim Hunter, Young Invincibles Northeast Regional Director Sean Miller, and co-founder of Extreme Weather Survivors Christopher Kocher. Connecting interested students with community needs. NYPIRG trained students and interns as counselors to offer non-legal procedural help in the use of the Small Claims Court Action Center. This is a helpline service that we have, and students also involve themselves in community activities by identifying and promoting information about mutual aid resources, hosting community food and menstrual product drives, and participating in park and beach litter surveys and cleanup days. In closing, through my involvement with NYPIRG, I spent the last 3 years making a difference in my college, community, and city. Through NYPIRG's unique Donald K. Ross Future Leaders internship, I was able to move to Albany for the 2025 legislative session and speak with state representatives about issues that matter to me and other CUNY students. I have helped students register to vote and look at their polling sites. I've organized food drives, clothing drives, menstrual product drives, civic engagement events, and so much more. I've spoken at a variety of political rallies, sometimes a few dozen teachers and students on my campus, sometimes hundreds of people, all united around helping CUNY. That involvement is important for me and empowers me to continue the work of committing to my passions, being an ethical and consistent leader throughout my life. In the turbulence of the past few years, I'm grateful to know that I have the community to lean on and work with when shaping the future I want to see and the skills to help. I want to thank you, the Board of Trustees, for continuing to invest in students who come from every borough through your support of groups like NYPIRG. Thank you very much, and that's going to wrap up my statement. Thank you, guys.
Farouk, is that, are we going to have the other students speak?
No, Daniel read our statements, but if anyone has any questions for Daniel or questions for the students, if that's okay, they can ask.
Well, Daniel, on behalf of Staten Islanders everywhere, thank you very much. I put my personal email in the chat if I can help you in any way, and that goes for the other students as well. Just Daniel's on my rock, so if there's anything we could ever do to help out, please let me know. Again, my email's in the chat. Feel free to send me your information if I can help you in some small way. You see, as a former NYPIRG participant up at SUNY Cortland, I got to tell you, gaze upon your future. Once you start advocating for students and for colleges, they never let you stop. So, and you never want to. But feel free to help, keep helping us, keep helping you, and keep helping our students. And Farouk, just thank you for always bringing in the best of, once you have students advocating for you, it's absolutely the best to have self-advocates. Are there any questions or comments from the other committee members?
Michael, me, I couldn't find the hand up fast enough. So I just wanted to congratulate Daniel. Thank you for a great presentation and for the 3 years you have spent working on all these leadership things that in the future you can carry. So thank you, Lynn and Angel and Daniel, for the work that you're doing. And remember, this is just the beginning of what you're going to do anywhere you land. You're going to have a leadership role and be able to advocate for others using your voice and working with others to do so. So congratulations. Thank you.
Okay, hearing no other questions, with no more items on the agenda, I'll move to adjourn this meeting. Do I have a second?
I second.
All in favor? Aye.
Bye.
Any opposed? Meeting's adjourned.
Bye.
Thank you, everybody.
Have a good
Have a
night.
great
Thank you
day.
all.
Conference recording.